Libra, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. So now we're going to take a look at your clarifying round. If you're watching this in early part of the year, then this is a part of members only. Thank you to all my members. And if you're watching this in March or April, then this is for everyone. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. Your first card is the Star. This is a very important card for your year, just as much as the Fortune card. So you are guaranteed a year full of blessings and a year full of positivity and good luck. So first we have the Hanged Man. Where did we see this? This is important. So there's the Hanged Man, or the Hung Man, wink wink, nudge nudge, is slay girl slay, right? Is an important person in your life. And this is a person who has in some way been delayed in things because of circumstances outside of his control. Now, if you date women, then change that to a female archetype, okay? But there's definitely someone who has experienced a large degree of delays in their life who is a central factor in your life. Very, very important for you. And you'll see later he or she plays a huge role in your life in the winter time. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, the same card as right here. So a change in fortune for the better brings someone back into your life. This is someone who is very important to you. So I think that this will probably come early on in the year. Like all of these things will appear, this Hung Man and the Wheel of Fortune. Either you already are familiar with this energy, you already know it's happening, or it's going to happen early on in the year. The Nine of Pentacles is the Two of Pentacles. So you've been working really hard to get to where you are with things, and I think you'll continue to grow and apply yourself in order to continue growing, to continue improving yourself or improving your circumstances. So you'll keep applying yourself, you keep working hard, and I think that that's going to yield for you a good outcome. Okay, next we'll see the Knight of Wands, or the King of Wands, the Hierophant. Okay, this is the card of Taurus, the card of the teacher. An important relationship with a Taurus, also marriage to a fire sign for some of you guys. Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in fire as well. Delays, important marriage, important person at school. If you're in school, there may be a man or a teacher who's very important in your life, so look out for that. Also in your career, your career is going to focus a lot on community, and I feel like that focus on community will really put you at the center of your career, and you will be very focused on the people that you know, the people that you're connecting with. That will take a lot of time this year. Your relationships with others and kind of collaboration or working together towards an outcome. The next message is the High Priestess. Okay, so this is the similar card to these cards here. I think you've been told already, maybe you're being told now by me, to step away from your current friend group. It's almost like step away from your friend group and go somewhere where you are received better. In fact, I see the Nine of Swords on the bottom, which means that maybe even they are lashing out at you now. And if they are lashing out at you or not appreciative of your energy, it's time to move on, because you have a lot going on here that's going to be very successful, is already successful, and so it's important for you to step away from the things that are draining you, the things that are holding you back. Okay, then we have the Six of Pentacles in this position. That has a lot to do with family, that has a lot to do with siblings, very close relationships. This really suggests that you're going to have like a lot to rely upon, and if you don't have blood family ties that are strong, then there's going to be surrogate family members that really stick up for you and around you and protect you, and like they're your ride and dies. They really have your back. With that comes the Three of Air. Okay, so everybody's matured. That's what I'm getting. Everybody's matured. Everybody's gone through their life circumstances, and I think they're coming back together in stronger force than before. So even if you have family members who in some way were not as supportive or appreciative of you in the past, you may be surprised that through their own life's experiences, they are now much more with you than you gave them, than you expect or you give them credit for. The next message is the 10, which is an Arcana card. You're going to find something new about the past, possibly through the information that you receive through a friend. And it's going to help you find closure from the past and sort of an opportunity to move on and walk away from those things. But that in part entails you going back into the past and revisiting something. We do have a large Venus retrograde period in the springtime, so a lot of us are going to go back to the things of the past to say goodbye to the last decade. Yeah, the teens, right? We're in the 20s now. And so, yeah, say goodbye to the teens, move on in a peaceful way, just really in your heart, finding some kind of a peace for a situation, getting ready to go. And you're supported by people in your family group, in your close friend group, who are helping you get there. The next message is the 10 of Earth. And this is representative of very solid relationship. This is coming through it time and again. There's an aspect in your life that has this very solid relationship, someone you can count on, someone who's positive, a positive contribution to your life, someone who's not going to fool around, somebody's not going to disappoint you. This person is there. This solidarity builds and grows. And again, I think that there's a really passionate relationship or a passionate aspect to your spring or even early summer, where you are very much connected with someone else, despite the fact that you're working through some of these past events that you're closing out. The next message is this. In your private moments, this is not something you're going to share with many people. You're going to spend some time regarding the illusions that you have been fed. Maybe you had been with a narcissist, or maybe you had been with someone else who is hurtful or unkind. And so this person has brought great sadness into your life. And in your private moment, as situations come up that in some way trigger memories of those past circumstances, you will revisit and have to heal that in order to become closer with your partner, in order to become closer with your friends. It's a part of a closing out energy. This spring, early summer is very similar to a closing out energy. You're waiting for things to close out. You're waiting for things to kind of finalize and get full closure on. The last card for this row, my favorite card, this is the Portal. So this is really clearly saying that you're supposed to save your money or resources for something that is coming up. So something big is coming in your life. I think this Princess of Wands here, I feel like she's the beginning part of that direction, but it's not this year yet. I think that this is a precursor to last year's energy, and we have the 8 of Earth here, which is suggesting that you're meant to learn something this year, or learn something more in depth, learn something more holistically, really enjoy and thrive in your relationship, kind of get comfortable in it and familiar with your new role as a part of that duo. Yeah. Or more if you have a polyamorous relationship. That's where my mind went, but there you go. So yeah, I feel like you're very much gaining profound knowledge about your family and friends. This is coming because you've reached a certain degree of safety, and so now you can in some way go through understanding things on a more fundamental level, and as you do so, you're going to be in some way getting ready for a level up to go through the portal. This is why I love this card. So portal, right? Up through the portal to the new way of being, but you will have to learn what it is that you are trying to ascend to. You will have to learn a skill or something else. You will have to refine that knowledge, okay? So 7 of Pentacles next. And so this is the next row, and I'm using the Mary L. Tarot, which I love, the Knight of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There's going to be a brief relationship that you may be exposed to. It may not be romantic, because if you're in a romantic relationship, this isn't marking infidelity necessarily. But somebody's going to come through your life very fast, and that's going to remind you to, in some way, save your money, to save money for the future. You're going to be reminded that, like, good times don't last forever, all those kinds of lessons, because somebody is going to breeze through really fast and open your eyes to the how do you say, impermanence of everything. You know, the fact that everything's impermanent, the fact that nothing is forever, right? Even diamonds are not forever, nearly forever. But Seven of Swords. Okay, so helpless in a situation with someone who's struggling. That's what this is saying. And I think that this is a helplessness that you've felt for a very long time. This is the period of summer to fall. This is fall to winter. So, but this can coordinate with other aspects. So in this reading. So this is feeling helpless towards someone who's struggling, someone who isn't doing very well in their life. And I feel like you're still there for them, but at the same time, I think that you feel helpless, and there's this hope that this will all end, but without actually knowing how it will end, or if you can see an end in sight. The next message is the Hierophant, okay? And so we have the Taurus Hierophant. Very intimate possibility with a Taurus. There's the Hierophant again. Strong intimacy. Also, there may be a change in a relationship as well. Change in a relationship. This relationship that started off really hot and heavy here, by maybe mid-year, may temper out, or it may change what it is, not necessarily just with the Taurus. I have a feeling that there's a big community around you and your partner, and so that's sort of in some way pushing you towards each other a little bit more than you would choose to integrate your life with the perspective of others had you not been in this relationship. But there's definitely a panopticon that's going on, which means people in your social group are circling around you and your partner, and they can see what's going on between the two of you, right? Here is the next message. We have the Six of Wands. Moving on from a situation victoriously. There's imbalance, or the necessity to talk to some people. I think now that I see this card, I really understand the Eight of Swords. I think basically what happens is that you go through a personal evolution, and as you go through this personal evolution, that's going to throw the balance in your relationships with some people a little bit off kilter, because you will be a different person. You will require different things in that relationship, and so that will be the destabilizing force in your relationships. But you will be victorious. You just need to stick to yourself and redefine who you are. You're growing into a new person. The old person doesn't work anymore, and ultimately this is something that's very good for you. Here is the next card, Ace of Wands. This Queen of Cups, I have a feeling that she's going to be throwing you a lot of curveballs. A lot of curveballs, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of smokescreen kind of stuff. On the bottom is the Nine of Swords, which is Mars in Gemini. Nine of Swords. I love this Nine of Swords, by the way. So beautiful. I want you to see it up close. It's kind of like ominous, like the Leviathan or something. I haven't read the book in a while, but it reminds me of this ominous vision of something like just like, it makes me think of Kafka's The Trial, like the unknown, kind of the unknown structure that has supreme power, or very, very kind of intimidating card. What I think this has to do with is, by the fall, you will in some way incur life lessons, that it will be the moment in which you let things go and some things will resolve. So just to summarize, There's going to be the Knight of Wands who breezes through and reminds you of the necessity to pay attention to your finances. Until that point, I think you do have a predisposition to spend a lot of money on this and that. So by the fall, you're going to have your moment of awareness and realize that maybe it's not the best path. Then we have the Seven of Swords, modifying the Five of Pentacles. These are the feelings of helplessness you feel towards a friend or family member who's struggling. This Hierophant here means, and the Devil here in this position is telling me that in some way, the Hierophant is the opposite card of the Devil, okay? So the Hierophant is the priest and the Devil is the devil. So this is in some way, there is something positive that is being put into something negative that is a part of your life, and that positive thing, it's almost like God coming in, and I'm not trying to preach, but like the positive energy of the universe coming in to emancipate you from, well, from crappery or from negative circumstances, or, you know, if you're being like involved in a relationship where you're being disrespected on some level, then all of these things are going to resolve. Also, your partner is going to step in to try to help you free yourself from a restricted environment that you find yourself in. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is overcoming some kind of barrier that's created by you improving your life and other people not abiding by the changes that you instigated. And here we have the Queen of Cups, who is going to create instability in your life. She may try to introduce you even to someone with whom you may have like an intimate relationship with. Try to avoid that relationship if you can. And especially if you're married to this person, this will lead to a lot of harm, not this year, but the following year, 21 or 22. So there's going to be delayed consequences, but they're coming if you take the bait. So the Ace of Wands is the bait, which is the D card, right? And the Queen of Cups is the one who's serving it. For some of you, the Queen of Cups is a man, so be cognizant of that. I have a feeling that in the fall, you're once again going to be confounded by these life lessons, and how you fare with them will really measure how successful you are in dealing with the consequences, okay? Then we have the Three of Swords in this position, overcoming a broken heart, forgiveness. Somebody transgressed and there's forgiveness finally found. Maybe that's why there's so many temptations for love in other directions, especially if you're in a relationship, because I think that it's baiting you, especially if you've been cheated on in the past. Now, I'm not saying you had been cheated on. I'm just saying if you know your partner cheated on you and you're aware of this, then I think that by the fall, you will have a lot of temptations to go cheat yourself. And I think that that's something that you're going to have to work through on your own. They're going to be karmic questions that you're going to work your way through. But in some way, I think your partner's trying to make it up to you. So even if they didn't cheat, I have a feeling, especially if you're with a male partner, especially if you're a Taurus, they're really coming in to save the day, to help you out of the conundrum that you're in. Okay, Three of Swords, Seven of Swords. Okay, so helplessness, futility, same card as right here. The situation, the broken heart went on for so long because people felt helpless to change it. And that doesn't help your experience of it, but that's really what it was, a lack of energy to be able to address a situation that should have been addressed a long time ago. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is Venus and Virgo gain. So we have this up here, beautiful card. It's such an interesting juxtaposition. Okay, so we have Nine of Pentacles here, then there's this, and then there's this up here, and then we have, that's the one down there. I want to show you up close. There we go. So, and we have the Hanged Man down here. There's something very, very important that's happening between you and someone. Now, the Hanged Man may be a woman for some of you. Confounding relationship to do with money. You're waiting for someone, but there's delays. And I have a feeling that there's like a promise of something wonderful for you and someone else that you're already aware of, that you're waiting and waiting for. And I think that you continue waiting. Maybe in 2021 it becomes a reality. The next message is the Six of Swords. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius. You hear some good news about a situation that you didn't feel so sure about, maybe something that even worried you, and you're going to find out that it's not a problem, that it's not that bad, that it's not going to be something that's going to be as much of a deterrent or a negative experience as you give it, as you expect. The next message is the Nine of Wands, which is Sun in Sagittarius. By the end of next year, you will need time for a rest. I think this is going to be a very karmic time for you. And I'll do more readings for you there. This is late summer, early fall. Lots of lessons around your birthday. Lots of lessons, you know, really, really looking at the truth and facing it. I think it's because you're waiting for someone the whole year. It looks like you're waiting for someone the whole year, and you're going through personal changes. You're learning new skills, new opportunities, but still waiting. And so therefore, by the end of the year, you'll need to sort of rest after confronting some things while you're waiting. So you're not waiting idly. You're really addressing life circumstances or situations. Princess of Cups. Look at this. Princess of Cups, my favorite card in the deck. In any deck, this is my favorite tarot card. It's called the Aeon, or the Last Judgment, and that's little Horus, the new universe being born. And so we have the Princess of Cups. Some of you are going to have children by the end of next year. That's why I see all this waiting. Some of you are pregnant, a new beginning, a breakthrough moment. Don't let this queen get to you. If you're pregnant, if this is your midwife, be very careful with choosing a midwife. If this is your doctor, again, be careful. There might be a lot of curveballs being thrown your way. On the bottom is the Two of Cups. Hey girl, hey, new love. Everything coming into fruition, everything that you had hoped and waited for coming straight for you at the end of the year. I think that for all the hard work that you do in the fall, it's going to get very much rewarded in the latter part of the year. Yes, there's going to be some more waiting and some more rest, but I think right at the end of the year, that breakthrough moment, and possibly a new friendship with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, that's giving you a lot of love, compassion, all of those things. It's nice. So let's take a look at the bottom card. So I had the Nine of Swords, realization about your life, something that might be hitting you now. That motivates you to work hard and to grow and to expand who you are, in your strength and your abilities. Then we have the Nine of Swords. You expand strength, and oh, there's a Nine of Swords again. Boom, very big message. For some of you, this literally means Mars in Gemini. But for others, I feel like you rise up out of some bad news. You get strong in the spring and early summer, and then in the late summer, early fall, those karmic lessons come up to prove to you that you can do it. So there will be a lot of different things that you have to work through. Your relationships with family members, getting away from deception, working out, you know, the balance between yourself and others. After you've made some changes, avoiding this person, dealing with the consequences of this person, all of that's there. And then it's going to be rewarded with the Two of Cups. So a hard-working year, Libra, it looks like, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think you're going for a level up, which is great. So congratulations for that. And I think you have really wonderful people on your side who really have your back and have your best interest in mind. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Goodbye. Bye, Libra.